Hello, hello, fellow explorers. Right. When I was at Golden Ears, the waterfall the other day, I discovered that there's actually another waterfall, probably about 2 kilometers above that falls. And today is going to be more of a exploration than anything else. I mean, I have all my camera gear with me, and hopefully I'll take some photographs. But I just wanted to check out this waterfall. Now, to be honest with you, the main reason why I'm here in Golden Ears again is the light has just been terrible with all these fires going on right across the province. I had made plans to backpack to a couple of areas in the interior and possibly the Rockies again, but I mean the light is just so hazy from the smoke, it's just not worth it for photography anyway. So I'm going to leave that for now, and I decided to stay a little bit more local. Now there's quite a bit to photograph locally, but the problem I have is inspiration. I've come to these areas so often that it's hard for me to get excited about them. Now, having said that, since I started doing these videos, it's given me a good reason to do a little bit more exploration than I have been. I've been getting a little bit lazy lately. So I'm looking for this upper falls, and I'm right by the side of the river here. So it's just a matter of, there is a bit of a kind of a quasi trail here, so I'm just going to keep following that, and hopefully we'll come to this falls. The water level is really low right now, so the river looked quite nice with all the rocks and the little cascades. In the spring and in the winter, it's just a raging torrent, and you wouldn't really want to get too close to the waterfall. So anyway, I'll keep exploring and see if I can find this thing. Wow, this is an unexpected surprise. This is just fantastic. Yeah, now this is just wonderful. Some nice ledge here to stand on. What I'm going to try and do is I'd like to try and get this line in the foreground here, this rock, this edge of this rock, and then I think I can include both this waterfall and that waterfall right there. Now and then the sun keeps coming out, and then the light's a little bit harsh. So I have to kind of wait for the light to calm down a little bit. So I'm going to set up here and experiment here for a little bit. I think what I'm going to do is also eliminate the sky, because it looks it's a bit brighter than the foreground. There's some nice clouds up there, and we'll see. I'll take some of just the waterfall and then maybe a few with the sky included as well. Just, I mean, if I don't like them, I can always delete them, I guess. This is just beautiful. Glad I came. See, now I'm inspired. Okay, now for this shot, I really like the shutter speed around 1/4 of a second. I don't want it too long, otherwise I lose all detail in the water. I want a little bit of texture in there. So I've got a shutter speed of 1/4 of a second, but because it's quite bright out, what I've had to do is drop the ISO right down to ISO 50. And f-stop, I'm around f14. Seems to be a pretty good shutter speed, around 1/3 or 1/4 of a second. Okay, so we have an upper falls here, probably about 30 feet high, and then it flattens out a little bit with a beautiful pool, and then the waterfall drops down there, probably another, I don't know, 50 feet or so. I would imagine in the spring it's just raging through here. There's some really interesting rocks down here. So what I'm going to do is see if I can get some shots looking down on the rocks, and then try and incorporate the waterfall in there somehow, looking down. Something else that I'll do now and then is I'll combine images together. So say I want a little bit of texture in the water, I'll take one image that has a really slow shutter speed so that the water is quite smooth, and then I'll combine another image that I took with a faster shutter speed, and then just kind of paint parts of the water in using layers in Photoshop. All right, I think this is the last shot of the day. Yeah, I'm going to have to start hiking back. I'm going to take a shot looking up the river here. It's a very simple shot, more of a record shot than anything, but I love this this waterfall in the foreground here. It's so clear and green. There's some wonderfully water-worn rocks in the foreground here, so maybe I can incorporate those somehow. But this is just beautiful. I almost feel like going for a swim, but I know it's going to be bloody cold. Made it. It was a bit of a hike, good 8 kilometers I think, return. Right, well that's me done for the day, but that was a great location. I'm really glad that I went. I was not motivated at all when I left home, but once I started down the trail and got to the waterfall, all of my motivation suddenly perked up, so I'm glad that I went. And in actual fact, I think I prefer that waterfall over the lower one. The lower one, it just gets so busy there, probably because there's a great swimming hole just above the falls there. Anyway, that's me done for the day. Hope you enjoyed this little excursion of mine. Please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and if you want to watch more videos, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes. Alright, till next time, thanks, bye.